Most people think they're aging well until they try getting out of bed without pushing themselves up. That single morning moment reveals everything about where you really stand. If you're over 70 and can still do these 7 simple things, you're doing better than most people your age. Lose even one, and your independence starts slipping away faster than you realize. These aren't complicated medical tests. They're ordinary movements you do every day. Getting dressed, stepping into the shower, reaching for something on a shelf. But each one reveals whether your body is still strong and capable, or quietly declining without you noticing. The thing is, most people adapt without realizing it. They start using their hands more, holding on to things more, avoiding certain movements. These small adjustments feel normal, even smart, but they're actually warning signs. Here are the 7 abilities that separate those who stay independent well into their 80s from those who start losing freedom much earlier. Check yourself honestly as we go through each one. Chapter 1. Getting out of bed without using your arms. Tomorrow morning, try this. When you wake up, sit up and swing your legs out of bed without using your hands to push yourself up. Just use your core muscles to lift your upper body. Can you do it smoothly? Or do you need to roll onto your side first, then push off the mattress with your hand? Do you grab the headboard or the nightstand to help pull yourself up? Most people don't remember when they stopped sitting up directly. It happens so gradually that the change feels invisible. One day you just start rolling to your side because it seems easier. Then it becomes the only way you know how. This movement reveals your core strength and hip flexibility. Your abdominal muscles and lower back have to work together to lift your upper body against gravity. When these muscles weaken, your body finds workarounds. You start using your arms, using momentum, using furniture. But here's what matters. If you can't sit up from lying down, without help, getting out of bed becomes your first struggle of every single day. That struggle sets the tone for everything that follows. Think about it. You wake up and immediately face a physical challenge. You need assistance just to start your morning. That feeling compounds over time. It affects how you see yourself and what you believe you're capable of. A woman named Helen noticed this at 72. She'd been rolling to her side for months, maybe years, without thinking about it. Then one morning, she tried sitting straight up. She couldn't do it. That realization hit hard. Her core had weakened without her knowing. But 6 weeks of simple exercises brought it back. Gentle sit-ups in bed each morning. Just 5 at first, then 10. Her core remembered what to do. Your body wants to be strong. When you stop using certain muscles, they fade. When you start using them again, they rebuild. This first ability isn't gone forever unless you accept that it is. Chapter 2. Putting on socks while standing. Here's another test you can do right now. Stand on one leg and put on a sock without sitting down or holding on to anything. Just you standing there, balancing while you bend forward. How steady are you? Can you do it without wobbling? Or do you need to sit on the edge of the bed, grab a chair, or lean against the wall? This ability combines 3 things at once: balance, flexibility, and core stability, all working together in perfect coordination. When any one of these starts to fade, the whole movement becomes difficult. Most people tell themselves they sit down to put on socks because it's more comfortable, more sensible. Why stand when you can sit? But that's not really why. The truth is their body can't maintain the balance anymore, or their hip won't bend that far forward, or their core can't keep them steady while reaching down. Your ability to stand on one leg shows whether your ankles, hips, and balance system are still communicating properly. It reveals if your inner ear is functioning well, if your leg muscles are strong enough to hold you, if your brain can coordinate all these parts smoothly. When this goes, getting dressed changes from something you do without thinking into something that requires planning. You need to sit. You need support. You need time. Robert was 68 when he realized he couldn't remember the last time he'd put on socks while standing. He'd been sitting on his bed every morning for so long it seemed normal. Then he watched his 75-year-old neighbor stand on one leg to tie his shoe without even thinking about it. That comparison stung, but it also motivated him. He started practicing. 10 seconds of standing on each leg while brushing his teeth. Then 20 seconds. Then 30. Within a month, he could dress standing up again. Balance isn't something you either have or don't have. It's something you maintain by using it, and something you rebuild by practicing it. Chapter 3. Stepping into the shower without holding anything. Here's something you do every day. Stepping into the shower or over the edge of your bathtub. Can you do it without grabbing the wall, the curtain rod, or the door frame? Try it tomorrow morning. Step in cleanly, one foot over the edge, then the other. No hands. No reaching for support. Just your legs and your balance doing the work. Most people don't realize when they started reaching for something. It happens so gradually. First, it's just a light touch for reassurance. You tell yourself you're being careful, being smart. Then that light touch becomes a firm grip. Then one day you realize you can't step in without holding on tightly. This movement requires ankle flexibility, leg strength, and confident balance all working together. Your ankle has to bend enough to lift your foot high over the tub edge. Your standing leg has to be strong enough to support your full weight while the other leg moves. Your balance system has to keep you steady through the whole motion. When this ability fades, bathrooms become dangerous. The place where you're supposed to get clean becomes the place you're most likely to fall. And bathroom falls are serious. Wet surfaces, hard edges, enclosed spaces. But here's what this ability really reveals. If you can't step into a shower safely, you probably can't navigate curbs either, or stairs, or uneven ground. This one simple movement is a window into your overall mobility and confidence. A man named George installed grab bars in his shower at 70. He told himself it was just being practical. But deep down, he knew. His balance wasn't what it used to be. That admission bothered him more than he wanted to admit. Then he started doing simple balance exercises. Standing on one foot while waiting for coffee. Walking heel to toe down his hallway. Small things. Within 2 months, he could step into the shower without touching anything. The grab bars are still there, but he doesn't need them anymore. Chapter 4. Reaching overhead cabinets. Without strain, can you still reach overhead? Lift your arms straight up and reach for something on a high shelf. Do it without pain, without your shoulders clicking or grinding, without needing a step stool for things that used to be easy. Stand up and try it now. Raise both arms fully overhead. How does it feel? Smooth and natural? Or tight and uncomfortable? Shoulder mobility decreases with age, but it decreases much faster when you stop using your full range of motion. Every time you choose not to reach up, your shoulders lose a little more flexibility. The body adapts to what you ask of it. Ask for less, and it gives you less. Most people start rearranging their lives around stiff shoulders without even noticing. They move frequently used items to lower shelves. They buy a step stool. They ask someone else to get things down. Each adjustment seems reasonable in the moment. But together, they signal a quiet surrender. Shoulder. Stiffness doesn't just affect reaching for dishes or storage boxes. It affects your ability to wash your hair, put on a jacket, fasten a bra, reach into the back seat of a car. Dozens of daily tasks that require your arms to move freely overhead or behind your back. When these movements become difficult or painful, you start avoiding them. You change how you dress, how you bathe, how you move through your day. Your world becomes a little smaller, a little more restricted. A woman named Ruth realized at 71 that she couldn't clasp a necklace behind her neck anymore. Her shoulders wouldn't rotate back that far. She switched to front clasp jewelry and told herself it didn't matter. But it did matter. It was one more thing she couldn't do. She started gentle shoulder stretches, arms overhead while watching television, doorway stretches before bed. Nothing dramatic, just consistent movement. 3 months later, she could clasp that necklace again. Such a small thing. Such a meaningful victory. Chapter 5. Getting in and out of a car. Smoothly. Next time you get in a car, notice how you do it. Do you lower yourself in smoothly and step out easily? Or do you need to grab the door frame, the seat, or the roof to help yourself? Pay attention to the whole movement. Getting in, sitting down, standing back up, getting out. Do you swing both legs out together and push yourself up? Do you need a moment to prepare yourself before standing? This ability requires hip flexibility, leg strength, and core control all working together. Your hips have to bend enough to lower yourself into the seat. Your legs have to control your descent so you don't just drop down. Your core has to keep you stable through the whole motion. When it starts to go, people make adjustments. They choose cars with higher seats. They park closer. They turn down invitations that involve riding with others. Each change seems minor, but together, they add up to restricted freedom. The worst part is the embarrassment. You're aware that getting in and out of a car takes effort now. You see others do it easily. You hope nobody notices how much you're struggling. That self-consciousness makes you want to avoid cars altogether. But avoiding the movement only makes it harder next time. Your hips get stiffer. Your legs get weaker. The very thing you're trying to protect yourself from gets worse through avoidance. A man named Frank started having trouble getting out of his daughter's sedan when he was 69. Low cars had become impossible. He stopped visiting her as often, making excuses about being busy. She noticed, but didn't push. Then she suggested they meet for walks instead of coffee. During those walks, Frank's legs got stronger. His hips loosened up. 6 weeks later, he got in and out of her car without thinking about it. She smiled but said nothing. She'd known what he needed all along. Chapter 6. Picking things up from the floor easily. Here's one most people avoid. Drop something on the floor right now and pick it up. Can you bend down and come back up without holding onto furniture? Without your knees complaining? Without needing to carefully plan the movement first? Or do you leave things on the floor? Do you wait until someone else can get them? Do you use a grabber tool for everything within reach? This ability combines flexibility, strength, and balance all at once. You need flexible hamstrings and hips to bend down. You need strong legs to come back up. You need good balance to keep from tipping over on the way down or struggling on the way up. When people lose this, they start developing strategies. They pick things up with their toes. They sit on the floor first, then retrieve the item, then figure out how to stand back up. They simply leave things where they fall and work around them. The psychological impact runs deep. Every item on the floor becomes a reminder of what you can't do anymore. That pen, that piece of paper, that coin, each one sitting there, mocking you. But there's something more important here. If you can't safely reach the floor, you can't recover from a stumble. If you trip and go down on one knee, can you get back up? If you sit on the floor to play with grandchildren, can you stand again without help? This isn't just about dropped items. It's about whether you still have the physical capability to recover when things go wrong. A woman named Claire stopped getting on the floor entirely at 73. Too hard to get back up. She missed playing with her grandson down at his level, missed sitting in the garden, missed so much. Her physical therapist gave her one simple drill. Sit in a chair, stand up, sit back down. 20 times. Every day. Her legs remembered their job. Within a month, she was on the floor with her grandson again. Chapter 7. Sitting down and standing up from low chairs. Finally, the ultimate test. Find a low chair or your couch. Sit down and stand back up without using your hands. No rocking forward to build momentum. No pushing off the armrests. Just your leg strength doing all the work. Can you do it? Or do your legs shake? Do you need to try twice? Do you avoid low furniture altogether now? This movement reveals everything. Your quadriceps, your glutes, your core, all working together to lift your entire body weight against gravity. When this ability is strong, standing up feels effortless. When it's gone, every chair becomes an obstacle. Most people don't lose this ability suddenly. It fades gradually. First, you use your hands sometimes. Then you use them always. Then you start choosing firmer, higher chairs. Then you avoid certain furniture entirely. Each step feels reasonable. Each step takes you further from independence. But here's what matters most. This is the ability that determines whether you can live independently or need assistance. If you can't stand up from a toilet, from a dining chair, from your own couch, your world shrinks dramatically. Everything we've talked about connects here. Core strength from getting out of bed. Balance from putting on socks. Mobility from stepping into showers. Flexibility from reaching overhead. Hip strength from getting in cars. All of it comes together in this one movement. If you can still do all 7 of these things, or even most of them, you're maintaining the physical abilities that matter. You're aging well. Not because some test says so, but because your body can still do what daily life requires. And if you've lost 1 or 2, now you know exactly where to focus. These abilities aren't gone forever. They're just waiting for you to ask your body to remember them. Small movements, daily practice, consistency over intensity. Your body wants to be capable. It wants to be strong. Give it a reason, and it will rebuild. Conclusion. You now know the 7 abilities that reveal how well you're really aging. Getting out of bed without your arms, putting on socks while standing, stepping into the shower safely, reaching overhead without strain, moving in and out of cars smoothly, picking things up from the floor, standing from low chairs without help. If you can do all 7, you're maintaining what matters most. If you've lost 1 or 2, you know exactly where to focus now. These abilities don't disappear overnight. They fade gradually through small choices, choosing the easier way, avoiding the harder movement, accepting the limitation. But that same gradual process works in reverse. Small, consistent effort brings them back. Check yourself against these 7 abilities every month. They're your early warning system. When one starts declining, you know where to put your attention before it becomes a crisis. Your independence 10 years from now depends on what you do today. Not what you did when you were younger. Not what you plan to do eventually. What you actually practice today, tomorrow, and the day after that. These 7 abilities are your foundation. Everything else depends on keeping them strong.